Murder is one of them. Murder is one of them verses.
One of them ones for sure. This motherfucking shit don't come on. Hurry up. There we go.
Well, we live and you cussing and carrying on, but we live already. I don't know why I didn't play the intro. You must have forgot to set the intro up to play the intro.
I was gonna say I don't know why the intro not playing. Dude, we don't even see the show that we live over here yet. That's actually crazy. I watched that. You know, I said we live, but the intro gonna play at some point in time. So at the end of the day, we just gonna rap until I guess the intro goes.
Hey, yo, Mike, that's crazy.
It says we live, and it says, you know what I'm saying? I got the notification on YouTube, so I guess we live. Welcome to another episode of Player vs. Team. I'm your boy Moo, and I think the intro about to kick on right now.
The intro already gone, dog. I was trying to tell you was talking during the whole intro.
The whole intro. You feel me? I stopped talking.
You was like, you was sitting there like, well, it says we live, but I don't see it. And I'm like, I took my mic off mute. I was like, the intro is playing, dog. Oh, but my bad, y'all. By the way, I am your boy DJ Micah B 130, your co-host. Shout out to the boy Willie Steven Beam. He ain't here tonight, but you know, you got the dynamic duo in the building. PVT.
Y'all know how it goes. Yes, sir. We are back. We apologize for missing last week's show. As y'all know, it was 4th of July, so you know, family festivities, American festivities, and whatnot, yada yada, stuff like that. But we are back, and we got a lot of stuff to discuss today. When
it seems like Moo has been cut off. Okay, so it's my turn to take over while Moo was gone, and I'm gonna tell you what's going down. Let's start things off with a little bit of NBA. How about that? I'm gonna start things off with a little bit of NBA. Pretty sure Moo will jump back in at some point. One of the trending topics in the NBA right now is the fact that Paul George, on his podcast, said if he was Damian Lillard when he comes back from the Achilles tear in 2 years, because you all know it takes about a year to come back from an Achilles tear. It is what it is. It's a devastating injury. A career-threatening injury, right? So one of the things about the Achilles tear is that normally it happens when your calf strains and you come back too early, and then you got to put too much emphasis on your Achilles and your foot. So that's just facts. I mean, Klay did the same thing. Kevin Durant did the same thing, right? So we already know this is facts. But Dame Lillard to the Rockets, I don't know if I like that. And a lot of you might be like, oh, Dame Lillard, that's Dame. It's Dame time and things like that. But let's think about it for a second and talk about it. Because what you're going to do if you bring Dame to the Houston Rockets this year, because he did get waived by the Bucks and they're going to stretch it out. If he was to come to the Rockets, guess what? You're building your franchise now around two aging superstars because you got rid of Jalen Green. And don't sit here and tell me, will the Rockets still have Al Prince Sengun to be the future? But if that was the case, they would have never traded Jalen Green for Kevin Durant. And if the Rockets know what's best for them, they better not trade anybody for Dame Lillard. And I love Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard needs to go to a team that's ready to win now. And he's the missing piece, not a team that's experimenting like the Rockets are right now. And it's very fucking annoying that they're doing it. I don't see the fit with Dame and Kevin Durant. The same way I didn't see the fit with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And somehow, someway, they kind of made that work when they played together. And then when they didn't play together, well, Kevin Durant played exceptionally well and even better than when he was playing next to Kyrie. I'm starting to think Kyrie got a little bit of that LeBron syndrome in him where it's like your numbers are going to go down, but you might be more efficient than you ever have been, which is okay for me. Which is okay if I'm more efficient, taking less shots and getting about the same amount of points, minus 1 or 2, and we're winning. I'm going to make an All-Star team. And at this point, Kevin Durant shouldn't even be worried about making an All-Star team, and Dame shouldn't be worried about making an All-Star team. So there we go. How you feel about that?
I think at the end of the day, back. Hey, appreciate you. I think at the end of the day, it's about winning. Right? Like, I understand the player, the type of caliber, the player that Kevin Durant is. We understand that he is a winner, right? 2-time Finals MVP, and regular season MVP. But at the same time, I think at this point in your career, like you said, bro, it shouldn't be about all NBAs. It shouldn't be about first team NBAs, bro. It should be about championships, dog. Like we understand the narrative that has been around KD since he left Steph, right? And for legacy reasons, I guess, if you really want to separate yourself as one of the best players in the NBA, bro, like or in NBA history, bro, you have to win a championship, and it can't be with or like some people describe it on the coattails of Steph Curry. Like, and even when the discussions, right? Because I'm already knowing the conversation that we're having because we talked about it a little bit backstage, but even in the discussions of adding the Dame Lillard, right? First and foremost, we know that he's probably not going to end up playing this year. He's probably going to end up missing this whole season into next season. So trading somebody for Dame Lillard would be pointless because you would be giving up a roster spot, possibly somebody that's useful for somebody that can't even play until next season, right? That'd be like somebody trying to trade for Tyrese Halliburton. They're trying to trade for Jason Tatum, right? Knowing the type of outlook that they have on the season and knowing what is to come next season, it's really not even worth it. Now, what I will say is I understand I understand the energy, right? I understand why people will be intrigued, right? Dame Lillard, absolutely great shooter, really dope point guard, especially when he's healthy, right? But pairing these two together, will it be successful, right? And I understand a lot of people will probably look at the Steph Curry experiment, look at how the Golden State Warriors were constructed, and we understand the type of coach that Ime Udoka is, but who's to say at the end of the day that that's going to work? And I don't really see that it working to the extent of how they picture it working, right? Because, like I said, Dame's missing this year coming up automatically. Now next year you have to get him acclimated. Who knows who they're going to have running the point or running the team prior to him coming back, and then when he comes back, you have to work his way in. He's going to come back obviously a little slow, and then even Kevin Durant said, like, when you tear your Achilles, you lose a step. Like he even said he's playing with half or a quarter or a third of a fucking calf, whatever the case may be, right? But like it's a game altering injury to the point where you have to change your game, right? You don't come back as the same player. And I think that's important when you're looking at the Rockets and the young team, the young, fiery, explosive team that they have. I'm not sure I'm willing to give that up for Dame Lillard, right? I honestly wouldn't have given up Jalen Green for Kevin Durant, right?
The only
That's
person
just
I
me
would have
though.
willing to give up Jalen Green for was somebody like Jaylen Brown. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That is it. Because
Honestly.
Jaylen Brown is still young and he just won Finals MVP 2 years ago. He won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He was the best player. Let me not say he was the best player in both series, but he did have the best series. I still think Jason Tatum was the better player, and Jason
I think
Tatum
so.
was getting double teamed. But Jaylen Brown was benefiting from a lot of double teams on Jason Tatum, and he got to play a lot of one-on-one basketball where they can't rotate. But I still think Jaylen Brown, given the opportunity, can still be um, probably not as good as James Harden in Houston, but maybe James Harden in Brooklyn, which is still an all-star to superstar caliber player. He's not going to be a person to break
That's a really
out
good
and
point.
give you 60-point triple doubles and 50-point triple doubles. He won't do that. I don't think we'll ever see what James Harden did ever again. I don't. Because
Same.
number one, you got to have one uber super talented player with a bunch of 3-point shooters to be able to do that. I don't think it'll ever get to that again. But I think Jaylen Brown would have been the better trade because I think Jaylen Brown's 6 years in. And I don't even think Jaylen Brown is
Yes.
27 yet. I don't think he's 27 yet. So it's like that would have been a better trade for, and and Mood, correct me if I'm wrong. Normally you hear people say, well, this guy's on the wrong side of 30. Well, I'm here to tell y'all Kevin Durant is on the wrong side of 35.
True.
Not just on the wrong side of 30,
True. Very much
on the
true.
wrong side of 35. And just because LeBron is still productive at the age he's at, You can't expect everybody to do that because Kevin Durant has injury history. Dame Lillard has injury history. You cannot expect
Mm-hmm.
people to do that
Serious
with
injury
injury
history.
history. Yeah, he did, Nick. He did.
Serious injury history, like really bad.
I'm not gonna lie to you though, Moo. That was just a little filler because you got kicked off the screen. So let's really get down to it with this doc and get into
Yeah, no,
talking
I
about
feel you.
sports.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I appreciate you for coming through for your boy. The internet is kind of really doing this number right now. But anyways, OKC obviously wins the NBA championship. And they do have an MVP on their team, Finals MVP. Now with that, obviously comes a payday, right? Now Chet obviously gets his money, right? Jalen gets his money. Shea earlier this month gets his money, right? I believe the total number was $882 million that they paid out total
On 3 players?
to their young stars this year. Three players, $882 million amongst Chet, Shea, and Jalen Williams. So what I will ask you is, do you feel like that is too much for these young stars, or do you feel like, hey, they deserved it?
For Shea, no. Bro, put me in the game, coach. The fuck? Hey, Nick, if you got headphones, we might have to bring you up on screen, all right? So, I mean, it is what it is. But
Oh,
as
excuse me,
far as
$822 million. $822 million.
thank you. As far as you can tell, Nick, since you're here, nope.
Hello.
You can tell Moo hello and Nick in the background somewhere in the comments.
Hello. I'm out.
By the way, for those of you that don't know, we do have a housewarming party August 2nd here. So, yep. But Shea and Jalen definitely deserve the money. I think they overpaid for Chet, and I think Chet is the product of it doesn't matter your value so much. It just matters when you get paid. Like in the NFL, you see it all the time. Like, you'll see Jamar Chase get paid as the number one receiver on his team 1 year, and now he's making the most money ever for a receiver. And then the next year he comes back and he's doing the same thing. But you got somebody like Brandon Ayuk, and it's like, well, you're our number one receiver. Now it's time to pay. It doesn't matter what you are worth it doesn't matter what you're worth. It's about when you get paid. And Chet is a product of that. I think they overpaid just a little bit for Jalen Williams, but not to the extent where they overpaid Chet. And people pushed back on me on Facebook and was like, well, Chet, I think he's 20, 23, 22, something like that. And everybody's like, he's still young and this and that, and he got time to develop. And okay, so let's say 2 years from now he don't get better than what he is, and he's only averaging 10 points per game. You're gonna look back and be mad because it's a bad contract, especially with that damn second apron rule now. With that second apron rule, you're gonna lose a lot of flexibility in contracts. And
yep, talked about it.
My whole argument with that is, I think the league did right in putting in the second apron because it prevents stars from just teaming up and trying to dominate the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the case of OKC, and everybody's saying they're trying to strip them of their homegrown and this and no, they're not. Because if you do it right and you play your cards right, you should be able to have 3 homegrown stars on your team. OKC just did it.
True.
How about this? Tell these
That's
guys
true.
swallow their pride and say they want to play together and win more championships. And say, bro, like if you're making $250 million is what they offer you. And I'm not trying to count nobody's pockets, okay? Let's just get out of here. But if they're going to offer you $250 million, what's the problem in taking $230? What's the problem in taking just $20 million less and recouping it on the back end? And people want to know why the Patriots won so much under Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't take max contracts.
Sure
Tom
did.
Brady didn't take max contracts. Yeah, Nick, I know you going in for 250, but I'm just saying 250 is cool. But here's what I know.
Shoot, I would.
Here's what I know. Vince Carter got paid his whole career top dollar up until after Brooklyn when he became a role player. Tell me how many rings Vince Carter got.
Shoot, I'll give you one that's recent, Bradley Beal.
How much? Okay, see, I'm not gonna give you Bradley Beal because I just always thought Bradley Beal was overrated. He was on a bad team making the most buckets.
That's fair though. That's fair. That's fair. I just felt like as far as Bradley Beal's case, right? When you ask for that type of money and you have a guy like John Wall on your team and you have, perennial pieces to where you're kind of sort of competing, bro, take a pay cut. And I'm not saying like take a massive one, but you can take a small one and like you said, you can get it on the back end, bro. Like who's to say when y'all win a championship, if y'all win a championship, I'm not saying that they would, but if y'all win a championship by acquiring some pieces that the brand deals, right? All the extras and stuff like that, the incentives and stuff that come in.
Right. You're going to make it up.
Exactly.
It's.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel Nika though, because throw me in the game, coach. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got 3 rebounds for you.
Well, since we talk about rebounds, let's talk about me bounds.
Before we get to Miss Me Bounds, I do want to say this though, because me and Troy had a conversation on Basket to Basket on Monday, about paying young players too early. Right now, we went over it, and from 2015 to 2019, you've seen a lot of, I guess you could say, role players get a lot more bigger contracts, jumping from what it was literally like from $9.2 million to like $45 million, like type shit. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying that Chet or Jay are necessarily the others right after Shea, because they play an important part as well. But as far as paying young players too early and expecting them to stay, and they end up ultimately not staying or ultimately getting traded or whatever the case may be, do you think the league has developed a problem in paying a lot of players a lot of money too early only for them to inevitably leave?
Well, this has been a thing for years. Shaq even pointed it out. He was like, there's no reason to work your ass off to get paid superstar money because everybody's getting paid millions. Like in the 90s, well, let's just in the 90s, early 2000s, your 13th player on your bench was making $500K a year. We're paying you $500,000 to stay in shape a year. That ain't the case no more. Nowadays, your 13, 14, 15 best player is probably making $2 or $3 million a year. Now, are they getting paid early? Yes. Is it a bad thing? Depends on how you look at it. Because here's the flip side to that. Because of the way basketball has become overly popular since the 2000s, the owners make more money. And because the owners make more money and the way the contract is set up with the NBA, because for most of y'all that don't know, the NBA is a nonprofit organization, which is a bunch of bullshit, just like the NFL, because the owners actually own the league and they pay a commissioner to run everything, and that's how they can do it as a nonprofit. It's a really good article on ESPN. I think it's ESPN on Sports Illustrated about how they avoid taxes. But per the contract, it just goes by how much they're going to make on TV deals, and they're making a crap ton on TV deals. A crap ton. So I don't think they're getting paid early, because if they don't take that money, the owners get it. But they're also not as hungry. Players aren't as hungry as they used to be. So Pistons own the Thunder.
That's true.
Okay. But
OKC won the championship.
I think as far as the money goes, the one thing I will definitely say is, yeah, these niggas get max contracts for no reason. Max contracts should be reserved for the best of the best. Like, bro, I tell people all the time, and I don't know who feels the way I do, but I mean, it is what it is. I consider superstars in basketball the 5 best players in basketball, and everybody else underneath that is either a franchise player, an all-star, a star, or a role player. It is what it is. Superstars are your top 5 players at any given point in any given year, right? So a lot of people are pushed back, but I think Dame is a franchise player, not a superstar, right?
That's
Or when he was in,
that's a fair assessment, though.
or when he was in Portland at his best, I feel like he was a franchise player, not a superstar. So
That's fair.
they have made the stipulations to get a max contract too loose. Oh, you got to make
I
a
think so too.
right. I think it was like if you make a all NBA team, just like Jaylen Brown did, within 3 years of you signing your contract, you're eligible for the Supermax. For fucking what?
Yeah,
When you're not even the best player on your team.
exactly.
For what? Why are we giving you a Supermax? Supermax goes to 5 best players in the league. And I hate to say, why the hell would Boston give Jason Tatum the Supermax? He's not one of the 5 best players in the league. So
Well, I think now, when it comes to Supermax, all you have to do is score a lot of points and make an all-star team.
yeah, it's stupid. Bro, I can name you a player that made a lot of points in the NBA and never got a max contract. His name is Kevin Martin. I know because he was on the Rockets. Hey, that's what I was talking about with Bradley Beal earlier. When it's like somebody got to score the points. Kevin Martin scored all them points in Sacramento. And when he came to Houston, he was shit. But yes, I do think I think to a certain extent players get paid early, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why that is happening is because of the Derrick Rose rule. Do y'all remember the Derrick Rose rule? The Derrick Rose rule said if a player was outperforming his contract before he is out of his rookie contract, by the 3rd year, he is eligible to sign a super or a max extension. Not even a super, because Supermax wasn't even a thing back then. He's eligible to sign a max extension, more than any other team could offer him, to try and keep superstars in place. It's the Derrick Rose rule. Because Derrick Rose was the MVP by his 3rd year on his rookie contract, and when they tried to give him money, the NBA said, "Hold on, we got to rewrite the rules because somebody in their rookie contract can only make a max of X amount of dollars."
True.
Right. And then Derrick Rose tore his knee, which is exactly what I'm saying is they get paid a little too early. You're not even in your prime yet, and you're getting paid. Chet's not nowhere near his prime, and he's about to get paid $250.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, 250. Jalen Williams, 287. So I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair to say because a lot of the times these teams invest so much money into these young players, and then some things happen, right? They may get hurt, they may leave. A bad case may pop up, whatever the case may be, right? And that ultimately looks bad not only on the organization, but it just looks bad financially because it seems like you're just kind of throwing away money, like the T-Wolves kind of tend to do. I'm not gonna lie to you, the T-Wolves be throwing away chicken. I think, like I said on Monday, I think you have to play by ear. Sometimes you have a player and they have their head on straight. They understand the type of situation that they're in. And, you have a lot of players that want to be homegrown players and want to stay local or want to stay with the team that drafted them, which is dope, right? We all love that. But at the same time, you have players that, especially now, and I said this on Monday, I think it has to do a lot with the era that we're in now, right? Because thinking about the social media era, right? The social media era really made a lot of people kind of look towards the bag, I guess, instead of look towards the build. We've seen a lot more people start focusing on more brands, right? You've seen a lot more guys get a lot more commercials, a lot more people who you may not have known prior to that, right? Instead of all the big names. So I think when guys go into situations now, they're thinking more about the bag, of course, because they know, just like we said, that if they can boast their brand to a certain level, then they can make more money on the back end outside of what's in their NBA contract. But I think that's a detriment to an extent. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It is.
I think chasing
I
the money
definitely think
is
it's a detriment.
it yeah. I think it can be. I think, of course, I'm not saying don't get your bag, but all I'm saying is
It's a
think
double-edged
about,
sword.
you know what I mean? Think about the repercussions of it, because then, like we said, you can end up like a Bradley Beal, you can end up like some of these other players that got a lot of money, like a Vince Carter, but where's the championship at? Because ultimately, that's what people are going to ask.
Yep.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Shout out to OKC, right? For winning the championship. Hey, when you got your young players and you feel like you need to pay them, just do your thing. But just just be a little cautious there, right? Just be a little cautious there. While we're on the subject of NBA, let's go ahead and get into a little summer league action. Tonight we had Bronny and Cooper Flag going up against each other. Let's go ahead and pull up the score to that one. Obviously, that was a game that everybody wanted to see. With Bronny bringing, I don't want to say Bronny was a top prospect last year, but a name that a lot of people obviously know, and a lot of people are looking to either see succeed or fail, whatever the case may be. So obviously that matchup drew a lot of eyes.
Just say for what it is, niggas are lining up to see LeBron's son to see if he could do the same thing.
Of course, he's LeBron's son, and people, like I said, they want to see him succeed, they want to see him fail. So we had Lakers Mavs today. Mavs pull out the win by 2, 87-85. Bronny James with 1 for 6 from 3, 2 of 8 from the field in 21 minutes, and Cooper Flag 0 of 5 from 3, 5 of 21 from the field. Reports are going out of saying that they're starting Coop at right now. They want to push him. Well, Jason Kidd wants to try to develop him more as a point guard than his position that he was drafted in, or that he played in college, which was more of a 2 to 3. But before we get to that, I want to get your quick thoughts on the matchup that we've seen today. Yeah,
overrated on both sides.
Yeah, I mean,
trash on both sides.
Fair assessment.
I've said this once, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna stand on it. Moon notice. I keep saying, I don't think Cooper Flag is going to be a superstar. I think he'll be a very good player. Probably somewhere between
his own record for saying the trade first pick, mind you guys.
Probably to score somewhere between 17 and 19 points a game. I think his ceiling would probably be Chris Mullin. As good as that. And I love Chris. And before anybody tries to criticize me, I love Chris Mullin. He's one of my favorite players ever. Them run, you'll appreciate this, man. Them run TMC Warriors, I love that team. I do. And Mitch is my guy. Mitch Richmond is my guy. Who didn't love double crossover? Who didn't love double crossover? Tim Hardaway and sweet shooting Chris Mullin. They were really good. Never great enough to make it over the hump, but in 3 seasons they did some magical things together. I don't think we'll ever see a combination like that again, because it was your point guard is a star, your shooting guard is a star, your small forward is a star. You're probably never going to see,
and it works beautifully.
Right. You're probably never going to see 3-star all-over players play point guard, shooting guard, and small forward for one team again. I think everybody has it figured out now where it's like, if you're gonna have a point guard or a shooting guard or a small forward, you two of those be superstars. You at least need a center to be a third star player. But I mean, come on, man. I don't really have too much to say, So
I,
y'all know
I
kind of
mean,
know where I'm leaning with this.
I feel you, dog. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was really really good to see the young players get on the court, especially two players that obviously everybody has been really vocal about. This is, I think, Chet or Coop's first or second game. I don't think he played in the first game. Actually, it's first game. The Bronny's first game. Summer League is really kind of just kicking off. Few players have had a few games under their belt, but we'll see. Right, jury's out. Who's to say? We're not going to sit up here and try to put too much on one performance. But I think with Jason Kidd, I think I trust him to an extent. But I am intrigued to see how this works. They do, with extending Kyrie, obviously, right? You do have a point guard in place. You do already have really just a solid lineup, so it's really kind of just working him in. But like I said, jury's out. Obviously, we know about Bronny, so we'll just kind of see how that situation goes from then. But get into somebody who's been in the media, a little bit a lot lately. Miss Me Bounce herself, Angel Reese. A lot of people have been talking about her game and how it's kind of transformed, and she just was put on the cover of 2K26. I don't play 2K. I'm sorry, so I'm kind of off on the numbers, but I believe it's 2K26.
Absolutely is.
So, Miss Me Bounce has upped her game. She's been scoring a lot more, been looking a lot more efficient in the paint. Rebound numbers obviously look good as well. So, how are we feeling about Angel Reese and her recent climb?
Well, to start things off, I think a lot of people forget there's more layers to basketball than just scoring the ball. So Angel Reese has been a star since she touched down in the WNBA. I don't give a damn if you say Me Bounds and she rebounds 3 of her own missed layups before she finally makes one. So what? Other people can't do it. It's not easy.
Still release the league.
It's not easy. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, I'm impressed. In the offseason, she was working with, was it Cheryl Swoops?
Yep.
It was out. Yeah, I think she was working with Cheryl Swoops in the offseason on footwork and things like that. I mean, she's improving. I don't think she's to the point where she could carry a team. I do think she's to the point where she's an all-star, especially for somebody that plays power forward or center. So I do believe that she does belong on that team. But for the most part, I need people to understand sometimes you just got to sit there and watch and watch greatness and not hate, because you'd be surprised what you see. But her all-star selection is absolutely warranted, and I think she should have made the all-star team. And I think,
oh yeah, no, most definitely.
I think she's a great player. And for those of you that don't know, she dropped a signature shoe, I think, yesterday.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to the WNBA All-Star game. So, but we'll talk about the draft in a little bit and talk about the biggest surprise of them all. And I'm gonna tell you what the biggest surprise of them all is. But yeah, I love Angel Reese. I don't care what nobody has to say. I love Angel Reese. She's a fighter, and I like that.
Most definitely. I think it's dope. First and foremost, I think the me bounce thing is genius. If people are going to try to make fun of you about something, then shit, make money off of it. So definitely that. And I heavily disagree with that, Nika. I love the WNBA, and a lot of people who do watch the WNBA. It's not heavily talked about as much as it should be, but a lot of people do tune in. A lot of people do watch. But what I will say about Angel Reese is this is kind of the road or the path that she needs to be on, right? It's not the it's not to turn her into the Tim Duncan kind of player, right? It's more turn her into who's a good comparison. It's more turn her into like an Amari Stoudemire kind of person, right? With just without the dunks. Um, I think with the role that she's kind of going in, I think she has the ability to flourish more and allow people to see more of her game. Um, but the path that she was on prior, it was just really confusing. They were trying to have her um, kind of just be the main focal point of the team instead of using all of the other stars and all the other players that they have. And I think her role more as a true rebounder, a defender, and even a distributor, right? Because you see when they unlock her passing ability, um, she wins, um, right? The team wins, and I think that's the biggest thing here, right? Um, it's one thing to play well, but it's another thing to play well and win. So when you're playing well and you're adding wins to that, I think that that adds to the lore, that adds to the excitement of who is Angel Reese, right? And I know a lot of people try to pit her and Caitlin Clark against each other and stuff like that, and but ironically enough, they would be the perfect teammates. Just looking at the games, right? Caitlin loves to shoot. She loves to pass. You have somebody who can kill on the inside, who's great defensively and great in rebounds. I can kick out the ball and give Caitlin second chance points. It
Yep.
literally is a match made in heaven. And I understand what they're trying to do with Haley Van Lith, but I think with her game, it's not necessarily there yet. You still have to develop her in a way that's going to help not only her but also the team. And they're trying to insert her in a more of a Kennedy Carter role, but I don't think that is her role. I think she needs to come in and be more of a facilitator role. Get a lot of her wings, get a lot of her bigs open. We got Camilla back, obviously, so Camilla Cardoso back. You got your two bigs back. So I think um, the Sky kind of they got some pieces to play with, and I think they just got to figure out how they work together because I think they got a really good roster, but they just kind of got to figure out how things work together. But the really big thing I wanted to talk about with the WNBA is the Aces. They lose Kelsey Plum and a few other players, waive some players at the beginning of the season. And you would think that a team that has been so heavily talked about, so heavily involved in the championship, would be at the top of competitive charts, but they unfortunately are not. They are kind of floating in the middle right now, which is surprising. Now they are obviously dealing with a lot of injuries. Asia has been in and out of the lineup. Um, Obviously, you have Chelsea. She's growing in age, so she's been in and out of the lineup. But they're trying to rely and trying to lean on their young stars. But I do think that they might need to bring in somebody else that can give them some more scoring ability because you see with Asia off the floor, and I see what they tried to do with bringing in. Can't even think of her fucking name right now. Dana Evans. I see what they try to do, bringing in Dana Evans. She's a really dynamic offensive scorer, but I think that you need more. But how are we feeling about the Aces right now? They are currently sitting. Ooh, yikes! 9-11 outside of the playoffs.
Well, I thought you would never ask, because I got a very, very insightful tale about this. You know what the problem with the Aces are? The problem is Kelsey Plum was more valuable than they led her to believe. Because Asia Wilson.
I think so too.
Because Asia Wilson was having these great years. People forget Kelsey Plum, just like people forget Paige Beckers. And they forget they were generational talents in college.
Mm-hmm.
They were once in a lifetime players in college. Like, and that's the thing. Like, how many of y'all remember Maya Moore? I remember watching Maya Moore in college and be like, yo, I think Candace Parker is so good, and I don't think anybody's ever going to pass up in college. And boom, here comes Maya Moore. I think Cynthia Cooper is so good. I don't think anybody could ever pass in the WNBA. Boom, here comes Maya Moore, and Maya Moore is up there. She's up there, and Maya Moore could have broke all the records. Let's be 100% serious about Maya Moore could have broke all the WNBA records had she not left to be an activist and then married the guy she freed from. But that's another story for another day. You know, don't laugh at me, Moo, because you know where I was going with that. Just fucking ridiculous.
Hey, it is. I feel you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel you wholeheartedly on that one. You ain't even got to elaborate.
But as far as them trading away, yes, I know they needed a shake up because they lost to what was it, the Liberty last year in the conference finals. Was it the Liberty?
Yep.
They lost to Liberty last year in the conference finals.
Yeah,
and I think they blew it up too soon because they blew it up just because they were like, well, they don't think Kelsey Plum and Maya Moore is going to be enough anymore to get past the Liberty. But it's like, y'all just won the title 2 years ago. It's okay to have 1 year when you don't make the championship. It's fine. So if you don't think the pieces around them are working, because here's one thing we did know. Kelsey Plum to Asia Wilson worked. That's the one thing we didn't know. And they traded Kelsey Plum away. They traded her away to a different team. It worked magnificently. And now that Asia Wilson and Kelsey Plum are separate, you start to see now the difference Kelsey Plum made on the outside of the post.
Yeah.
Because the most underrated thing Kelsey Plum can do is play offensive basketball. She's so solid on defense, and she's always had Asia Wilson to lean on offense. People forget that Kelsey Plum is a generational fucking talent in college because of her offense. They forget it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mind blowing to me. When I first saw the story that the Aces traded Kelsey Plum, I was like, what in the hell is going on in Vegas? Because this is a stupid move. It's absolutely stupid.
Crazy.
And you know, correct me if I'm wrong. You might disagree, but I don't think you will. They didn't get back equal value for Kelsey Plum. They got really good players for Kelsey Plum, and Kelsey Plum is a star. She's always been a star. She just dimmed her light because she was on the team with Asia Wilson, recognizing the offense needs to go through Asia Wilson to be successful for her to win a championship. That's all it is. Like, this trade might go down as probably the worst WNBA trade ever if Kelsey Plum ends up winning another championship without Asia Wilson.
One of them. And I think the only saving grace that people have right now in regards to this trade is LA is doing worse than Vegas right now. But it's not by much. You know what I mean? So I just think that they estimated who and what Kelsey brought to the team. And just looking at her numbers right now, she's still balling at a high level. I just think that when it comes to the Sparks, the problems aren't with the roster. The problems are outside of the roster. I think they have a problem with how to really structure the roster. I think they have a lot of good players over there, but they really don't know what and how to how to do with them. And then obviously they're still missing one of their really good players, in Cameron Brink. So, um, once she works her way back in, obviously we'll start to see them, get a lot better. But I think they underestimated the value of Kelsey. I think that I don't want to say took her for granted, but I just think that they didn't really see the value in how she plays and her aggressiveness, right? Not only on defense but on offense, but just as a teammate within itself, right? Like I think she's a great locker room person. She brings really solid energy. So I think when you look at that, and then she goes over to the Sparks, and she's instantly the leading scorer. So just looking at the outlook, I think I think looking at the trade as a whole, especially if LA in a few years does you know go on to win a championship, yeah, people will start to look at this trade and definitely question it. Um, but before we get out of here, because I want to save something for next week, because this case is it's still ongoing and still developing. But somebody said something in the comments that definitely want to get to next week. We're going to address Malik Beasley. I know a lot of people are talking about him. A lot of people are thinking that people are avoiding this conversation. We'll address Malik Beasley. We will definitely get there. We'll have that conversation once we get a lot of the details um, out and once the investigation is, I guess, complete. But
We're
that
just a
conversation
show that
definitely
doesn't
will
like
be had.
to jump the gun. We have jumped the gun before, and we
There
were
you go.
completely wrong.
There you go. So that conversation will be had, but we have to practice a little bit of patience. Now, like I said, before we get out of here, the NFL, we are officially 9 Sundays away from the first NFL game. Yes, yes, we are rejoicing. We are happy. Hall of Fame game is
Football.
not too long away. After a Hall of Fame game, we got preseason, obviously, and then boom, we're into the regular season. But the 4th of July had just passed, and one particular Charger player is in the news for having small surgery on his face or eye area due to a firework accident. Now, before I let my boy DJ Michael B cook on this subject, I will just say this. If you haven't learned from other people's mistakes, please start to learn from other people's mistakes. If we've seen it once, we'll see it again. Jason Pierre-Paul, this most recently, a rapper or social media personality, and for extra, like these things happen, right? There was a few cases out here to where some people got injured. Bro, I get it. It's the 4th. People want to play with the fireworks. Y'all want to do the big ones, but let's relax on those. Let's relax on the big fireworks. And I don't understand why y'all don't run. Like you're supposed to light it and then run. Like you're supposed to get away from said firework. You're not supposed to maintain your like. I don't understand what the fuck y'all be doing. Like how do y'all be like blowing shit off? It has a fuse. Like I don't know if anybody's ever seen cartoons, but like the fuse, once you get to the end of the fuse, it goes boom. Like Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny type shit. They're looking at the fuse. Oh no, fuse. When he goes like this, bruh. I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck y'all niggas be getting y'all shit blown off when it has a whole fuse. Like you got like 15 to 20 seconds. You know what I mean? Throw that motherfucker. I don't know, but the fact y'all be like getting seriously injured with this crazy. I'm sorry. I don't understand it. Call me a bitch. I don't care. Call me a bitch. I'm gonna stick to my little baby fireworks. Just letting y'all know.
I think part of the reason I'm getting hurt, and I don't want to quote anybody because I definitely don't know. I think these dudes be getting hurt playing with Roman candles. I really do. I think they get hurt playing with Roman candles. Um, somewhere down the line, niggas forgot that Roman candles are supposed to be put in the ground and lit. Niggas want to hold it in their hand and shoot it and think they, I don't know, I guess think they Meteor Man or some shit. I don't know what the fuck they want to, I don't know. But going back to what Moose said, yeah, fuck y'all, I'm running. I'm lighting that bitch and I'm running every time. I'm not walking, I'm not turning my back. I'm not walking slowly like I'm trying to look like Denzel in the shootout. None of that shit. I'm lighting that bitch, and the minute that hole starts sparking, bruh. I don't even fuck with sparklers like that and keep them shits in my hand. Okay, so I think it's getting to the point. You remember how Golden State did Monte Ellis, where it was like, hey, you're forbidden to ride on motorcycles, and he did it anyway and avoided his contract.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get to a point where professional athletes do that. And a lot of you are going to be like, how they going to regulate what I do outside of work and this and that? Well, simple. The same way they regulate and say you can't smoke weed outside of work. It's in your contract.
There you go.
Even if it's legal,
it's in your contract.
It's in your contract and you can't do it. They're going to start putting clauses as in, like, if you get hurt away from home, you not showing up to work is not an excuse not to fire you. It's eventually going to get to that because the stupid shit that people, I don't even understand how you get hurt lighting fireworks. They make the fucking week extra long so you don't.
Thank you.
I really do believe that these people want to show out for their family and friends and hold shit in their hand, and then they're surprised at how much of an impact it has. But let me tell y'all, that shit got gunpowder. Do you understand the strength of gunpowder? If you don't understand the strength of gunpowder, just go back and look at Malibu's Most Wanted. Is that a freaking musket? Yes, it's a freaking musket. And they all clowned him for that musket. Mm-hmm. But had he shot that musket compared to what any of them had, that musket is taking off limbs.
Boy, what? Hole through chest. Okay? Big hole through chest. All right? And I think DJ Michael B makes a great point. I think they should start to put, if you do dumb shit in your contract, like the dumb shit clause. If you do dumb shit, we don't have to pay you because you decided to go out and do dumb shit knowing that you was under contract and work. Like, you're their investment. That's what y'all don't understand. You're their investment. So they have the right to control, to an extent, what their investment does or does not do. Like DJ, you can't go out there and just smoke weed. They not finna just sit up there and let you, you know what I mean, play with your nose. Nah. That was cool back in the day, but now, nah. You feel me? Like, there is no Lynn Dawson's. There's no Lynn Dawson's that you can just sit in the locker room and just smoke a cigarette at halftime. Nah, we're not doing that no more. You feel me? You can't do that. Put that shit out. You feel me? There's a reason why the Mavs GM or the Mavs coach, Jermichael Finley, is the reason why he snatched the beer out of fucking Lucas' hand after they won the goddamn Western Conference Finals.
Okay, wait, give me that. That right there, though, was mad disrespectful because ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
That was disrespectful as hell. But I'm not going to lie. It was funny because it kind of gives you the idea of how coaches and how coaches, GMs, owners really look at their players. Like, yeah, I understand you want to go out, you're young, you want to party and stuff like that, right? I understand you guys want to go out and, shoot out the fireworks and have a good time with your family. But nah, nigga, there's shit you just can't do. You can do fireworks, but you got to do the little baby ones that you get from the little stands that be supporting schools. You can't go out and get y'all be getting like, these are bombs. I don't know if they like, y'all get that. These are little bombs.
$350 worth of fireworks, dog. Crazy.
Y'all just be fucking around. I don't understand it. So like when that like, y'all, you understand, like, you're playing with not just your life but your future, your money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just me. I'm not saying fireworks ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Like, a couple $100 worth of fireworks ain't worth millions. That's just me. You feel me? Or your fingers. Just throwing it out there. But other than that, I don't know if you guys tuned into the show yesterday. we had a really fire show. So if you guys missed it, make sure you guys go tune into Gentlemen's Talk. It was a really dope show. We got some really dope stuff coming towards you guys in the near future. So make sure you guys tune into that. Basket to Basket back at its regular time on Monday. And Inside the Huddle tomorrow. You already know what it is. We talking that ish. So be there. DJ Micah B. Let's go ahead and kick them final thoughts, man.
Appreciate y'all rocking with us this week. As Moose said yesterday, for once in a blue moon, me and Mr. GQ go back and forth on the topic. And it's very interesting because it wasn't like a disrespectful going back and forth. We just kind of disagreed on. Well, hell, did we really disagree though? I just think I pointed out something that he was overlooking at the time, and and how society always gives the woman the benefit of the doubt first. So check that out. Of course, like Moose said, Basket to Basket on Monday. Of course, tomorrow, best damn football show on the internet. Period. As the girls say. I don't even know why they put a T on period. It don't make no sense. But whatever. And then of course next week, Thursday, right back here for Inside the Huddle. Willie isn't on here, but of course, Willie also has the Geek Gauntlet podcast.
Yes, sir.
Is that Saturdays? Is the Geek Gauntlet on Saturdays, or is that Friday?
Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern
course,
on Saturdays.
And of course, you can catch Wire to Wire Sports on Monday mornings. I think it's Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
See, I've been doing this too long. I pay attention. But as far as that goes, man, y'all have a good weekend. I will be at a beach party, DJing, and y'all stay safe and be blessed out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody let me slow down. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody for commenting in the comments. I don't even know what word I'm looking for. But anyways, appreciate everybody for tapping in today. We had a lot of people watch the show today. A lot of people in the comments. Shout out to Nico. Had the comments lit and live today.
That's my dog
that tuned in. Appreciate it, Peyton. Make sure you guys tune in next week, and we will be back. Like I said, catch me tomorrow on the Inside the Huddle. Like DJ Micah B said, the best damn football show on the internet, period. And we're going to see y'all later. Peace. Get the shirt in real quick.
Boy, I don't know what you got going on today with StreamYard.
Brother, StreamYard is not rocking with me.
Girl, you rocking like
Damn.
this nigga is still live. Like, I don't even know what to say right now. Like, don't say anything incriminating, nigga. You're still live. I don't even understand why we're still live, but we're still live.